Yeah, they're donezo. Immob. Immob. Immobilist. Immob. I'm not going to call immobilize each time, but it is. Remove downstate boons. I'm going to int, boys. No, I'm not. Immobilize again. Immobilize again. Immobilize again. Boon rip. Weapon swap. Immobilize again. It's not really. We're peeling the tail here, mostly. I immobilize here. Oh, they're done. They are done, dude. These pulls were just too good. Some immobilizers is garbage. My pet died. So we swap. Mobilizing the bubble. They're invulnerable. Should probably cleanse here. We kind of need more cleanse. Oh, they're donezo. Mobilize. Water down. Blast. Mobilize. This is a good fight. We move on wells. Let's build a meme. You're not in any of the logs. Have you seen the immobilize log? Have you checked that one? Check the immobilizer log. Check that out. I have to stop that because I'm not mitigating here. I will die. Get the cooldown on the boon rip this time. Okay, there we go. Falling damage. I'm falling over. Get the cooldown on the immobilize. Get the boon rip on down. Oh, it's over, boys. It is so over. Arrow. Row. Row. I just realized, guys, realized something. I had fun today. That's kind of weird. Okay, well, it's finally here, boys. It's another replacement for your comp or your class that you're playing. What are you playing, guys? If not one of the builds on my Discord or one of the builds on my YouTube channel. This is another one. 𝐁𝐿 gave it to me, aka Mickey, aka the chef, aka Guild Wars 2's version of Gordon Ramsay. Is this raw? No, it isn't. It's hardcore. 𝐁𝐿. What is the reason why we're playing Druid in Zergs? Because you've got to represent that minority, haven't you? It's equal opportunities. It's 2024, guys. Hashtag Ranger Lives Matter. Look, people have been crying about there's not enough like builds on my Discord for other classes, and it's kind of true. Druid has been out of the mix a little bit because Scrapper overtook it for the replacement of the support, secondary support. And Heal Vindy is still very, very strong. So Druid is currently out of the mix, but it's back in again. We're putting it back in. If you're playing Spellbreaker and you've seen the build for Spellbreaker, it's kind of pretty good. But if there's no melee interactions, it can feel a little bit passive in AFK, and also you can't really have a lot of impact because of the way that build plays. It's all melee, right? So if it's rangy fights, it gets shut down very easily, and you're kind of just sitting there. You're just sitting there, and you're ℏ2ing. Do you know what I mean? So this is the choice. This is a replacement. It is a ranged, immobilized machine, but it also obviously will immobilize in melee range as well. So it has a great flexible kit and brings support just like Spellbreaker. You don't bring Boon Rip though, like Spellbreaker, and you don't have a big like boon denial bubble. Hard CC, kind of missing a little bit of a hard CC, but what you're doing is still fantastic. This build is a certified Celestial Classic as usual. It's Tempest. Superior runes of the Tempest, absolutely the same as all the other builds almost. There's not really another. There's not really a gimmicky rune for this build other than condi duration. You're adding some concentration as well, so you get that boons. We've got some other weird stats going on over here with expertise, so we get that extra condi duration with food. I'd suggest running like some Selly food. This Corsair maintenance oil is very, very strong. Extra expertise and concentration. It's very, very good. And then you could use like some Selly food or some cheesecake for some extra concentration. Like you can pump out whatever food, to be honest. TBH. But that 50% boon duration, around 80% condi duration is really, really good. But yeah, everything's pretty much Selly. We have some expertise infusions, concentration infusions. There's nothing really else to go with. Sigils and weapons. Here we go, boys. Staff and hammer. Spicy. Staff always has been good, right? Like, staff is the option because of what it brings. Like, you've got some pumps of heals. You have some range immobilize. This can be really good for defensive as well. Like, you can just remove all of this shit. Chill, cripple, immob. It's just so good. 1200 range, 5 targets. You've got a water field, so you can blast it with 3 as well. Staff's just really, really strong. It's not projectile, so it doesn't get denied by projectile hate or reflect or whatever. So that's really good. You're not here for support. You're not replacing a support. You're replacing a Spellbreaker, right? So you need to be bringing immobilize. Well, Staff is the play, boys. It has a mob. It's the go-to. Bring a spear, guys? I don't know about that. We'll have to wait and see. You know what? I didn't even try Spear Ranger. I didn't even try it. But I saw the kit, and I didn't think it would be very good for Zerging anyway, so there we go. But as usual, this build is for 25s plus, 20v20s plus. Large scale, 50v50.
Amid just followed.
If you're a commander and you want one of these in your squad, bingo, you're gaming. If you want 2 of them, yeah, maybe you can go 2 in a 50-man. But you wouldn't want more than 2. I think 2 is at the limit, I think. We're playing with Torment and Star Sigils on the staff. So again, more stars, more stats. Sorry, even better for your mob duration, boon duration. You could get rid of the Star Sigil and play another Sigil if you wanted to. If you need Energy Sigil, like you want an extra dodge, then just slap it on. We've gone for Hydro and Geo on Hammer. So when we're swapping to Hammer, we're probably using 4. And that's Vuln, Immob, Weakness, and then obviously Bleeding and Chill as well. So again, for the meta, which is Celestial, it's Condis, you're getting more Condi cover. It's even harder to cleanse the Immobilize. Yeah, look at the duration of it. Without Star Stacks, it's still very, very long. With Star Stacks, you're probably going to be getting... the enemy's going to be frustrated because they can't cleanse. It's a bit ridiculous. This is very small range, but... It's fucking insane. Look, I'll show you, okay? Look at this guy here. Imagine this is the commander. You tab to the near... Hi, welcome to my YouTube video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to focus leader. You're going to tab to nearest enemy, which is the guy in front. It's the leader. That's the leader. You're going to use this skill on him, and then you use this skill on him. Look. Boom. He can't move. And he's crying at his support in his party, and he's going, I can't move, bitch. I shouldn't say bitch on YouTube. That's it. I've been demonetized. But yeah, why Hammer? It's got Immobilize. It has CC. It has some Boon Rip on it. You want to flip these skills? You can change this skill. Okay? I'm in combat right now. But you can change these skills for Hammer. I don't know whether you realize this. Maybe you don't. So maybe I should say. Maybe it's Maybelline. This stream is... You don't even know what that is. Look, you can swap out the skills. Okay? Now, you can go with that for the daze and the barrier. But I like the Boon Rip. I'm going to go with that one. The range is 180 as well. 5 targets, Boon Rip, Blind, more Condi cover. You're going to be using auto attack and number 2 on Hammer on like downtime, right? You're just using that on downtime. This does okay damage with Selly. It's not too bad, not too terrible. Number 3 does okay damage as well. But you're not doing damage on this class. You're basically doing Condis, right? Condis. Big. How do you start the fight? Well, you started with the smile if you're playing this. Oh yeah, I forgot. Relic. Okay, finally, Relic of the Sunless. Poison, Cripple, Bleeding, Immobilize on Entangle. More Condis, more Condi cover. Makes it even harder to cleanse the Immobilize. I'll use the Elite now so you can see what it looks like with the Sunless. So just on my Elite only. Just Elite only. There we go. There we go. It's a bit of a delay before the poison and the cripple starts ticking. But as you can see, that Immobilize is covered almost for the full duration of the Immobilize. Nearly. So that's amazing. That's just with one skill. We've used this before on Spellbreaker as well. So like I said, this is a replacement for Spellbreaker. It's the same theory around why you're bringing this for the Immobilize and for extra cover Condis. But yeah, that's the build. If you've got a better build, if you've been cooking something else, then show me in the Discord. Let me know what you're playing. But this is a pretty sick build. You've got Torment, which is AoE Sigil on staff, and you're just going to be pressuring at the start, maybe landing some skills. Again, Immobilize. You're going to be pressuring with the bleed and the Torment, covering the Condi. At the start of the fight, you'll be using staff, and this pet here is very nice. What pet's this, guys? Do you know what it's called? His name is Hello. That's what it is. Okay, so where do you find the Hello pet? Probably in the water somewhere. He's a shark. It's the Juvenile Ether Hunter. It's 5 target launch, 1200 range. The enemy don't even see it coming, boys. Just play that Jaws music right now. Dun 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 dun. Look at him go. Look. Boom. You can't CC. You can't CC the fucking this dude because he's got a break bar. But unlucky. But if I call him back. So you see this? See this guy? We'll CC this guy. So we go this. We do this. It goes under the floor. Up launches the enemy. Okay. So very good pet. At the start, most of the pets will just die or their cast time of their beast skill will be so long that when you press it, the enemy will be either out of range, or they'll miss, or they'll die before you even get it to land that skill. So if you don't have this pet, probably use Turtle or something. Teenage Mutant Ninja Siege Turtle. Because this would enable you to use the skill and not get interrupted or anything on it. It's instant cast. It's like a projectile dome. So you can get domed while you're doming in game. If you don't know what that means, then that's probably good. It's a good thing. You're probably under the age of... Anyway. Shall I show you that? Do you want to see that? Look, you see this? Boom. What does it do? Pulses, protection, and stops people from getting poked in the eye by arrows and stuff. Unless they're unblockable, then obviously that's unlucky. But yeah, this is a reliable pet to use as a replacement for the other pet. If you want. If you don't have. If you don't have those two pets, well, what are you doing, guys? Just get the pets, okay? The other pet I'm using is Scooby-Doo. It's a dog, and he has a pretty good immobilize. This is 2-second immob, 5 targets, 600 radius. Fun fact, this can work underneath walls. So if an enemy player is on a wall, on a keep, on a tower, you can use this, and it will immobilize them on the top of the wall, which is very, very nice. You kind of want to swap to that in the fight at a nice moment when you're in range of the enemy, 600 range, and then you just blast it. And you just blast it in the face. If the pet lands it, GG's. It is a big cast time, but what else can you do other than immobilize on this build? Other pets are available, sold separately. But yeah, your staff is mainly used for burst healing, immobilize, water field, 2 on targets if you want for healing. You can put this on your commander. You do that if you want. Put it on your com for a little bit of healing. You can press 1 on your commander. Use personal target on your commander, and then you can always heal him. You're not doing crazy heals in this build. It isn't a support build, but it can do a little bit of healing. Because Sally, you have a little bit of healing power. I mean, most stuff doesn't really scale completely amazingly with healing power anyway, but yeah. Staff is the play for the mode, basically. Yeah, and at the start of the fight, you've got some ranger mode. There's going to be strips and pulls going on. You probably want to immobilize them. Stop them from getting back to the group. You can use this in defensive plays as well. Like, if your party's struggling to disengage and you're kiting a lot, people are getting caught behind a mob, you can turn around and use this as you disengage. And you can use this behind you as well, so it's really great skill to use. Like, as you can see, I'm moving away. If you don't know how to do that, unlucky. Get good. I guess I'll have to make another YouTube video on how to do that. It's very technical. It'll take me at least 5 hours to explain the intricacies of that. We have a bit of mobility with this build. It's very nice. So if you want to chase the enemy and mob them, say the enemy's running away, that's the advantage you want to take. You want to go in with staff 3 and then immobilize the tail as they're running away. You can do that on this. It's fantastic. Ice is saying hello to YouTube. Very nice. Yeah, and for the rest of the hammer skills, like I said, using this on swap, the reason why you're basically prioritizing skill 4 on both staff and hammer is because it's the immob. And also, with this trait, I'll show you the traits because I haven't showed you the traits yet. With this trait here, you get quick draw. When you swap weapons, the next ranger weapon skill you use will recharge even faster. So you have to prioritize this. This does proc on CA, by the way. What is CA? Well, that's basically your druid mechanic. It's called Celestial Avatar. And once you get all this blue bars filled up, you can go into CA, and this will proc sigils that proc on weapon swap, and it procs some traits as well, like quick draw. So if you haven't weapon swapped before you go into CA, you need to know that when you go into CA, that will proc on your next skill in CA. So as you can see there, that was supposed to be an 8-second cooldown. It's only a 3-second cooldown because you proc the trait. So bear in mind this. If you haven't swapped weapons before you go in CA, that trait will proc on your CA. What is CA for? Why do you go into it? When do you go into it? Well, you're using your immobilize skills on your weapons, right? Once you've stopped using those, you need more immobilize. You can use, obviously, your utilities. If you're in range, 600 radius, 600 range, 900 range. If you've already used those, then probably you want to go CA. You can always go into CA for support if you need to. If you need more ranged immob, with the Eclipse trait, you're immobing on 3. You want to press 3 and 2, really. because that is a blast and that is a light. So 3 and 2. Why do you blast before the light field? Because of the cast time. So 3-2 will do combo field, blast finisher, and cleanse. So that's really nice. And obviously with the Eclipse trait, you have more cover condis. So poison with the immob, very, very good. Chill pulsing on 4, burning on 5. And 5 does even more condis on its own as well. 1-1-1 is Vuln. I wouldn't bother using 1-1-1, but if you've got nothing else to do, then you can. But I'd prioritize the other ones first. But yeah, this is the build we're playing. Skirmishing, Wilderness Survival, Druid. We're playing top. In Skirmishing, you've got more bleeding, more cover condis on crit. We have Fury for your teammates with the boon duration. It's pretty good. Easy clap. Passive, Fury for your teammates. And obviously, like I said before, quick draw is a go-to. Has to be played. Why Wilderness Survival? Just because the immobilize basically on heal skill. 25-second cooldown. Your heal skill is 24. So it's pretty close to, being the same. More immob. Remember, this is only a small radius though, so if you use it, you've got to be on top of the enemy ideally. And it will pump out the stuff. Slow, cripple, immobilize. Very, very good. Duration 4 seconds. Everything else in this trait line is kind of whatever. Some poison for the beast ability. I mean, if you have a look at this, I'll bring the pet over here. Come here, bitch. And if Scooby-Doo attack, right? So I'm going to use the pet skill. So you see here, mobilize and poison. It just helps cover the immob again. There's not really anything else to take. You could be selfish with this trait line if you wanted to. If you're struggling with condis, you could play survival, wilderness knowledge, and you could also play empathetic bond. So you have condi cleanse on pet swap, and you have condi cleanse on survival skills, and you run survival skill. So there we go. We're running one glyph, so we're not playing like the glyph trait. We prefer the super speed and stealth in druid trait line. But the glyph's bringing condi cleanse in CA if you need it. But you're mainly bringing it for a MOB again. It's a 300 radius. It's a 25-second cooldown. It brings weakness and bleeding as well, so more condi cover. The option could be that you swap that out for another MOB, like the Signet, which is pulsing a MOB, but it's only pulsing a MOB, and it's a 30-second cooldown. And I think the radius is smaller than 300 as well. I think it's 240. So I prefer the glyph, I think. But you could maybe play with a different one. But yeah, CA 5, insane, cripple, slow, immob, burning, stability. This is quite a long cast time. So you got to be careful with that. If you only use it at the start and like cancel it, you can get the stability, so if you need it. But really, it's kind of hard to pull off. So you would probably just go into CA and press 3 and 2. And then if you're on top of the enemy, 4 for pulsing chill. And then you can maybe use 5 if you need like range, or 5 maybe after 3 and 2 if you're not in range of the enemy. So you would do like CA 3, 2, 4 if you're on top of the enemy, and then you could do 2 again. Okay, and then you could try and do 5 if you want, and then you could do 3 and 2 again. Something like this. This would be really, really good. But you got to be careful of your positioning and where the enemy is, and also what sort of damage you're taking. If you're taking like lots of damage, if you're taking like a lot of condis, you might want to just go into CA and press 3-2, 3-2, 3-2 until you're out of it. You can come out of it early if you want. You don't have to like always use up the entire bar of Astral Force. There we go. We're going with Blood Moon in Druid. Daze enemies when you go into CA. It's kind of nice. It's kind of okay. And then some bleeding. And that bleed duration is just ridiculous. More cover condi. And when you immobilize or disable, you also bleed. So again, more synergy. If you need more condi cleanse, you could run the top. Less selfish. Less aggressive. But your party should be gaming. You should be in a party with a scrapper, and they should be pumping out the barrier, the cleanse, the support, okay? So you should be good. But yeah, this build is kind of nuts. It's kind of fun to play. I enjoyed it a lot. It's a lot of fun. Heal skill, Very, very good condi cleanse, water field. So if you want, you can blast it with staff 3. You can blast with CA3. You can do some wombos if you need to. What else? Muddy terrain, use it from range. So you got muddy terrain in your heal skill. In melee range, you got muddy terrain at range. 900 range. And then finally, like for your defensives, you've got dodges, obviously. CA for your dodges. If you need to go into CA and give people stealth, you can just do that. Like there's some occasions where I just go into CA and I might press 3-2 for some condi cleanse. And we're not committing to any push, but we're disengaging. And I might just do that. Just give some super speed and stealth. Because it'll be back up again very soon. It doesn't take long to get that back up. How do you get that bar up faster? Well, it's based on per heal and per damage. You get like a percentage. So if you're healing, you're doing damage, you're going to get that bar up even faster. So you could use like on crit food, like the Selly food, but with like the cilantro version. So you steal life on crit. You could use like, you know, the food which ticks health every second. You know, that might help you. Gain that bar faster, that astral acclaim faster. But usually I don't have any problems. They fixed Druid actually. They kind of fixed it because before it was kind of a bit meh feeling. Now it's way better. Like this whole mechanic is a lot stronger than it used to be. But yeah, your defenses is your dodges, your CA. Obviously a lot of skills are support, so just press buttons, bro. And finally, stun break for allies and yourself, and gain protection and barrier just for yourself, which is really big because it's a radius of 600 and it's a 30-second cooldown. So if you use this, you're going to get protection and barrier only. It's not going to give it to your allies or anything. But your stun break is AoE 600, so it's very nice. Obviously, with Spellbreaker, this is a replacement for Spellbreaker. You're going to have some stability for allies on Spellbreaker. You're going to have some resistance. You're going to be able to remove Immobilize. You're going to have some CC, some Boon Rip. But in some of these fights and how they're going, I honestly feel strongly that Druid is a very good replacement or a very good option to bring. If you have enough Boon Strip in your comp, which you should have with Renegades and with Scourge Reapers, you should have plenty. But yeah, this is a great addition to the Celestial meta. Trait-wise, don't think you should pick anything else. I tried some other traits, but this is the best. 100% this is the best. Wilderness Survival, Skirmishing, and Druid. But I don't know. I think this is good. If you're in a proper party, you know what? Like I say normally, it's 90% of the time in WoW as well. It's very casual, and fights can be super easy. And it doesn't really matter. You don't even need to min-max some builds these days. You could probably play whatever you want and you'll have success. You could be in a party with all thieves and I think you can pop off. Like, depends on what your alliance is and what your commander is doing most of the time. That has the biggest impact. One player on your own doesn't have a huge amount of impact. But obviously, you know, if you're talking about min-max ideal situation, you're not really swapping anything on this build. Yeah, this is it, boys. This is the build. If you like it, let me know in the comments if you try it. If you haven't tried it yet, I suggest you try it. It's very, very good. If you're playing your only class is at Ranger, then there we go. There's a build for you guys. I heard Untamed Longbow's pretty fun. But for now, we're done, boys. Today's stream is over. I'd like to say thank you for all of the followers and all of the subs today. You guys are amazing. Thank you for joining us on Song Request, even though it wasn't planned. If you've got any questions, hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Discord. I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. I'm sorry for the delay if I am delayed. It's Jehovah. But if you want to share builds with me, or if you've got an idea for a comp, if you want any tips, tricks, you've got any questions, don't be scared to contact me. If I don't know the answer, I will find out the answer for you.